We are in Key West today, and if you know anything about Key West, you know that Jimmy Buffett left his mark here. And if you know anything about Jimmy Buffett, you know that Key West left a mark on him as well. And so there are tons of places here that he used to perform at, some of his favorite places. This is a good place to come to kind of remember him and just see what he saw. So today we're gonna see those things. I'm gonna take you around Key West and show you some of the places that you might wanna see if you're a parrot head, if you wanna see Key West through the lens of Jimmy Buffett, if you want to just kind of have some experiences that bring you closure or bring you maybe closer to Jimmy. So let's head out and see some cool places in Key West that you have to see if you want to be reminded of Jimmy Buffett. Okay, we're a little bit outside of Key West right now at Stock Island. We are at Hogfish. It is right on the water in Stock Island. And this is a place that Jimmy Buffett used to come to eat every time he was in Key West. Maybe not every time, but a lot of the time. They are famous for their hogfish, but they also have a lot of food with the fresh pink shrimp from Key West. Great place, and also just the way it's decorated is very like authentic Key West, authentic like old Florida. So even if it wasn't, it would make you feel like you are living in a Jimmy Buffett song. We're on the corner of Whitehead and Petronia, and just down the street on Petronia, you're going to find one of the most popular places to get breakfast in Key West called Blue Heaven. Everyone loves Blue Heaven. It's the most popular, most recommended place to go to breakfast in Key West, I think. And Jimmy Buffett loved it too. It inspired the song Blue Heaven Rendezvous. If you decide that you want to go to Blue Heaven for breakfast, I recommend getting there early. Early in Key West is a little bit later than maybe some other places, so you don't necessarily need to get there at 7. I would say by 9ish, there's usually a pretty good line waiting to get into Blue Heaven. Caroline Street. This is the inspiration for There's a Woman Going Crazy on Caroline Street. Okay, so this building behind me used to not look like much. Nowadays, it's a little bit impossible to miss. This used to be one of Jimmy Buffett's recording studios. The name of it is Shrimp Boat Sound. Before its use as a recording studio, it was actually a shrimp storage cooler where shrimp would be held after fishing trips. We are right on the historic seaport. So right now there's a lot of tours that go out of here, but back in the day it was a big fishing area where people would come and go. Now you're going to see a lot of stickers on this Shrimp Boat Sound studio. It used to be just a white building that you could just walk past and think nothing of. It's really hard to miss because of these stickers now. There's also some like mementos and things that people left that made them think of Jimmy. It's a really nice little memorial, and we are filming this in March. It's almost April, so it's still up several months after his passing, which is really, really special as well. B.O.'s Fish Wagon is where the coral reefers were rumored to come every time that they were in town, and it makes sense because it's actually really, really close to Shrimp Boat Sound Studio. It's a cute little like shack type place, so it definitely feels like very authentic Florida. It feels like something Jimmy would have loved. There's fresh seafood here, a lot of taco options, a lot of seafood taco options, and you're going to love it. If you loved anything related to Jimmy Buffett, you definitely have to come here. One thing to know about B.O.'s Fish Wagon is that it is cash only. In Jimmy Buffett's song, "My Head Hurts, My Feet Stink, and I Don't Love Jesus," he says, "I'm going down to Fausto's to get some chocolate milk," and he's talking about this place. It's the longest store that's been open consecutively in Key West. It's been open since the 1920s, and a lot of the times they are even sold out of chocolate milk because of that song. We're gonna go in and check. There are 2 Fausto's on the island. You want this one. It's on Fleming Street. Is one of the best restaurants in Key West, and their food speaks for itself, but some say that Jimmy Buffett is what helped them get popular. They are located right on the beach, the dog beach that is, so some say that that's why Jimmy Buffett loved it, because he would bring his dogs here. He loved dogs. But this is Louis, and in his song Trying to Reason with Hurricane Season, he talked about going to the bar next door. This is what he's talking about. He actually used to live next door, and I'm going to show you that as well, so that you can come to Louis. They actually just had a little memorial for him just last week. We just missed it by a couple of days. So yeah, this is a good place. And I'm going to show you a bonus. So the bonus may not be here when you come, depending on when you come. Across the street from Louis is a sand sculpture, and Toby Keith is part of it too. We'll give you a better view, but you can see Jimmy Buffett there. We'll give you a better view. But yeah, Jimmy Buffett loved Louis. He loved eating here and loved drinking here. Now we're at 704 Waddell. Now it's the Coconut Beach Resort, but Jimmy Buffett used to live here. He rented a room out. This is right next door to Louis' backyard. And in that song, those lyrics I talked about, he literally says, "I stumbled next door to the bar and trying to reason with hurricane season." And he was talking about living here and going to the bar next door. It's also believed he wrote a lot of his songs while living here, and I can see why. It's gorgeous. This street would really inspire me as well, but you can stay here now if you'd like to at the Coconut Beach Resort. Okay, behind me is Captain Tony's, and this is the famous bar that really inspired the lyrics to Last Mango in Paris. It is also a historic Key West bar anyway, so this should be on your list no matter what. I highly recommend it. It's really cool. There's like hanging dollar bills in there. There's live music as we speak, and it's also said to be haunted. And in the men's bathroom, you can see where he wrote the lyrics to Last Mango in Paris.
If you're in a should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't it so come on, let's play. Forget the rush you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire.
Okay, we are in front of Margaritaville, and I don't think that needs a ton of explanation. It has his pictures on the wall, his music playing, and island-inspired food, but this is the original Margaritaville. As we know, there are several Margaritavilles all over the US, but this was the first one. So come here for your cheeseburger in paradise and a good margarita.
Because it's a beautiful day.
Did you? Where at?
The Margaritaville.
I love the shirt. Antonia's is now a Mediterranean and an Italian restaurant here on Duval Street, but back in the day it was Crazy Ophelia's, where Jimmy Buffett performed one of his first concerts. This is Mallory Square, and during the day it looks pretty empty like this. At nighttime, it looks a little bit more like this though. Most people come here for the sunset celebration. At nighttime, right before the sun goes down, it is packed with street performers and people walking around to watch the sunset, set behind Sunset Key, which is right across the water here. It makes a good backdrop for the sunset, and everyone's here, so it's just a good time. It's pretty busy, and it's a little touristy, but it's something that you have to do when you come to Key West. It's something we do every time we come to Key West, touristy or not. Jimmy Buffett used to perform here right along with those street performers, but this is also just a quintessential Key West thing to do while you are in town. We are getting ready to go to the chart room. This is known to be kind of where Jimmy got his start, kind of the first stop on his little road trip when he came to the Keys. He used to perform here, was given a beer for free his first night, and it's just kind of the rest is history. Came back a lot. This bar is kind of a hidden gem in Key West. It's not really off the beaten path, but you're not going to stumble on it. It's part of the Pier House, and I will show you kind of how we got here from Duval Street. So it's right at the end of Duval Street, but again, you're not just going to run into it. You can't really find it on accident. You can get free hot dogs and popcorn while you're here, which is kind of fun in Key West. This bar has been doing that since it opened. Another fun fact is that Mel Fisher used to come here a lot. If you're not familiar with Mel Fisher, he was a shipwrecker. He used to basically salvage old ships that had wrecked, and he found a lot of good stuff. he salvaged them, so things like coins and things like that. There's a whole museum here for him, which I highly recommend checking out if that's something you're interested in. That's one of my favorite museums. But anyway, he used to come here as well. Some of Jimmy's songs were inspired by this bar as well. Fins is one of them. A Captain Looks at 40 is another. So this is a must on your stop if you want to check out some places that Jimmy Buffett was a part of in Key West. Another fun fact is that this bar was actually converted from an old hotel room, and then the current resort was kind of built around it. So this is a very authentic bar. It's very old school, and it's gonna make you feel like you're living in a Jimmy Buffett song either way. Another thing that is a fun fact is that Jimmy actually met his wife Jane here. Hopefully you enjoyed this tour around Key West, showing you some of the places that Jimmy Buffett loved and some places that were really inspired by Jimmy. We love Key West and we love the Florida Keys. We come here all the time. That's actually why I started to really love Jimmy Buffett, was after an internship I had here in Key West. So we come down here a lot. So if that interests you, you can watch some of our other videos on the Florida Keys. Mostly they are vlogs because there is so much to do here that it's hard to even know where to start to recommend things unless it's very specific, like this video on Jimmy Buffett. But check those out if you are interested. You'll find all sorts of stuff. There's tons of videos I think that we've done here on Key West, as well as like Isla Mirada, Marathon, all of that. So thank you for watching, and if you did like this video or if you found it helpful, it would mean a lot if you could click that thumbs up button or that subscribe button. It's the oldest, it's the store that's been open the longest on the island, the longest open consecutive store. There we go, those are the words I was looking for. The longest, the oldest, the longest open, consecutively open, what did I say?